Okay, this is everything that I got for the month of April 2022. Made sure I get the year right this time. Kicking things off, lots of good stuff this month, things I was excited about, but I'm definitely cursed because I got another issue of the X-Men. This is Knights of X, which is, I guess, the follow-up sequel to Excalibur. So, Betsy Braddock's there, Gambit's still there. They're joined by Shatterstar. Oh, Richter's still there. Well, Rachel Summers, the Phoenix. I don't think she doesn't have the Phoenix Force, but she's still a strong psychic. And then this is Cypher's wife. I can't remember her name, but they got married during the Exosaurus crossover. Either way, I know more about this book than I should, and I don't even want to read it. So even my comic shop at this point is kind of confused why these are ending up there. Somebody might be just messing with me, but oh well. Maybe this will be the last one, the last X-Men issue I get, because I shouldn't be getting any more. But we'll see what happens next month. I'm sure I'll get something there. Moving on, Radio Spaceman Mission Newman number 4. First issue was really good. It's a nice little two-parter, so it was fun. I'm pretty sure that Mike Mignola will come back to this character at some point. There seems to be a lot set up in the first book, so kind of like building a world and things, so it's pretty cool. Sort of Hyboria continues. It's it's got more of a Lovecraftian feel these last couple issues, so this one kind of feels a little Lovecraftian from the cover there as well. So still a fun book, really enjoying it, and yeah, I think there's maybe one or two left. Black Hammer Reborn. There's only one more issue after this. We're in the last 2 issues of this series. Things are going to get wrapped up, solved. Families will reunited. Villains may or may not die, and it might be the last Black Hammer book. I haven't read any solicitations for anything new, but I know Jeff Lemire, he's got a Substack and he's working on something Black Mirror there. I just don't want to subscribe to his Substack. I'll wait for it to get published, probably through Dark Horse, and pick that up there. Jonah and the Impossible Monsters. Bit of a delay since the last issue, which is okay. But the last one ended where they found these eggs, and inside the egg was a baby Jonah. So maybe Jonah's a monster that looks like a human. Maybe she's a clone, even though they haven't really shown any kind of advanced tech or hints at advanced tech to show that they were a race of people, a society advanced enough to be cloning people. But yeah, kind of cool. British Paranormal Society. This is a Hellboy book. It's not written by Mike Mignola. Well, it's from the world of Hellboy, I should say. Chris Robertson, though, is a longtime writing partner of Mike Mignola. They've written a lot of BPRD stuff and spin-offs together. This is pretty much the sequel to the Silver Lantern Club that I was kind of hoping for. I'm assuming, because reading this, the previews, it has a lot of the characters from that book. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I like all the kind of old-timey paranormal research stuff that they do in the world of Hellboy. Berserker number 8, getting into the final arc. I think it's only a 12-issue series. It's been a really fun book. I have no complaints, but I do think it would read better as like a full trade, just sitting down and reading it in longer chunks. So probably end up picking up that when it's done and just kind of sitting down and reading again. Sega, just moving along. This is I guess they're a rock band, but they're also pirates. They do live on a pirate ship, and that's where Alana and the rest of the crew kind of met up with them. So yeah, it's been pretty fun. A lot of cool stuff happening, and yeah, I don't want to say too much, so spoiling it. Go and read Saga. Step by step. Still really digging this series. I don't think I'm gonna have to do we'll see what happens at issue 6 to keep going. I'm definitely gonna stick with this one. It's been a ton of fun. The art is, again, it's just super fun. The art is fantastic. I really like this character design. He's again, there's no dialogue. It hints that he's a bad guy, but could be more complicated than that. We'll see. Second season of Red Room, Trigger Warnings, is continuing, as you can see. This issue introduced the Pumpkins, Pumpkins? Yeah, Pumpkins. I really like that name. I love those masks. That's cool design. So hopefully, well, I don't know. I was going to say hopefully they're not children murdering people, but it is Red Room. It's all about shock and that kind of value. So we'll see. And then I got, this is Hulk Grand Design. I actually got 2 covers. This is the normal cover. Lines up with the Monster, which came out last month. So you have the green Monster, now you have Grave of Madness, but Jeff Darrow also did a cover, so I picked that up because I'm a big Jeff Darrow fan. You don't get to see him draw Marvel stuff too often, so. And then last but not least, I think this is the last issue of the last running. But this has been a really fun book too. So I'll definitely pick up whatever kind of collected edition they have. I love to put this on the old shelf to share out to folks, because you don't really need to know much about the Ninja Turtles other than who they are, and you can totally enjoy this book. So, and it's been really fun to kind of see those future what ifs. And I got a bunch of trades, which I'm also really excited about this month. I got first up is the hardcover collection of Decorum, which this is probably one of my favorite comics of last year, if not the last few years. It's been just fantastic. Great John Hickman kind of sci-fi, kind of cool concepts, but the art, this Mike Huddleston, just like killing it on it. Like, I'm just flipping through these pages, like the art style is changing, right? He's using different mediums for different scenes and different moods and different parts of the story and blending things together, and it's just fantastic. I know there was some criticism about the way it ended, but I really enjoyed the ending. I thought it was fun. I wish it would be kind of a longer book, but you gotta be happy with what you get. Then obviously there's just some cool cover stuff in the back. Nothing too crazy for back matter. I absolutely love this cover. Some of the stuff would just make like awesome posters. But, yeah, that's gorgeous. But you can see in the covers, like his art, like he's changing up how he's drawing stuff, and just kind of like more inks and pencils, some digital painting, kind of a cross between both. So super fun. Can't wait to read that. And honestly, $40 American for a story like that, 8 issues, that's pretty good. Reckless Book 4, which is actually pretty great, because they're only planning to do 3 of these, but they've been doing really well for Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, so it's good to see them continuing this line. This is a book that's solely on them. It's their stake. They put the money up to print this and get it shipped out, and then enough folks have been buying it that they can keep doing it, which is great. This story focuses a bit on, I wouldn't say Reckless's sidekick, but it's the woman that works for him at his theater that he owns. So this would be fun. And this is really, I've been saying for such a long time, I wish more North American publishers would kind of go the European route instead of like having all these monthly books. Get like 2 creators you really want to see work in your IP, and just have them do a story and collect it in a nice like hardcover or even like a trade collection, and just sell that. You don't have to worry about being late or issues falling behind, because they just deliver when it's done, and then you just do something that's maybe on continuity if it's superhero stuff. But yeah, this is basically that format. These guys they do everything together, they get it to the printers on their own, and then boom, you get a new volume in your hands. And let the people speak. Men in Furs. This is an interesting, I guess it's an interesting one. I saw an interview with Brian K. Vaughan, and they asked him what he was reading, and he recommended this book, so I picked it up. It's the story of, I'm going to pronounce his name wrong, but Sasha Masik. But they basically they coined the term masochism after him, because he was, had a tendency to derive pleasure, especially from one's own pain or humiliation. So this is the biography of him, and how he grew up, and found his kink, so to speak. And yeah, should be interesting reading. I like reading this kind of stuff. It's fun. And then lastly, they re-released the Barry Windsor Smith Weapon X story from Marvel Comics Presents, but in this really gorgeous, like oversized version. So you just, everything's nice and blown up, which is great, because Barry Windsor Smith, this is great. Love his art. And this was like Wolverine's definitive origin before like the 90s or early 2000s, where they kind of like, the Weapon X program is actually Weapon Plus, and Wolverine was Weapon X, which is number 10, and he was actually born in Alberta, and he's a sick little boy, and then there's all this other fun stuff. So yeah, this is just a fun story. And again, I really like Barry Windsor Smith, so the art to see all blown up like this is nice. They got some cool side stuff. He did a couple updated stories like the early 2000s that they published, kind of like flashbacks to that time, so it's pretty cool to see that. And then it's also some of the pages, just like the blacks and inks, the pencils and inks, which is really cool, because I really like being able to kind of see this kind of stuff. You can kind of go back and compare it to the page to see where it got picked up with like the colors, and some of these backgrounds and stuff are definitely filled in by somebody. It's just nice to see like how tight some of his pencils and stuff are. Barry Windsor Smith is definitely a big Neil Adams fan, so you can kind of see it in some of these pages for sure. Yeah, that's everything. This will be a fun one too to read. But yeah, that's everything I got for April. correct. So as always, maybe no more X-Men next month. We'll see. But yeah, as always, send me your jeers, send me your cheers. Let me know what you think. See you next month.